Alright guys, so we have made it to the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. We're now up to episode 97, and this episode is called Survive, the Tournament of Power Begins. So far, I gotta say that the beginning of the Tournament of Power was very enjoyable. Even more so now, I feel good about exactly how the Tournament of Power is going to play out over the next several episodes. One really quick thing I want to point out at the beginning of the review is that the very last thing said by the narrator in the episode is that there are 47 minutes left. So for maybe, of the 20 or so minutes of the episode or whatever, probably like 15 of it, the actual tournament was beginning. So basically this entire episode lasted a little over a minute, which of course is what a lot of people were talking about when it's like, oh wow, 48 minutes, that's going to be short. The Tournament of Power might only be like 3 or 4 episodes, and it's like, well, don't forget that Frieza's 5 minutes was like 15 episodes. Like, that's an important thing to remember, and it does indeed look like we're going to be getting a lot of that going on here, as, the camera will be jumping around, focusing on various individuals who are fighting. Now, there was also a lot of reused animation, and also I definitely think that's something that's going to be happening a lot coming up, but I mean, come on, we all should have been able to guess that they were going to be doing a lot of that, which I myself do not have a problem with in any way whatsoever. I know how difficult it can be to make these episodes sometimes, and I gotta say, I've had no complaints how Dragon Ball Super has looked for a couple months now, honestly. So, I mean, everything looks good to me. Again, the reuse animation tactic, that has been around since approximately the year 1337. So, it's all good. It's all good. The episode was really good, like usual. Let's get to it. So, the episode opens up with the Daishinkan, essentially explaining the rules to the various universes here. It's all stuff that we pretty much already knew. There will be no killing. Flying is not allowed. The fighters that actually have wings are able to fly. You can't use outside weapons, and you also cannot use items to heal. Now, of course, the outside weapons and stuff, I think the Patara earrings would absolutely count. So I think you can, it's very safe to say that there will be no Vegito, but I personally don't think we will see Gogeta in the Tournament of Power, but based upon the things that the Daishinkan said were not allowed, I would say the door is not completely closed on it. It could happen, but I do not think we will see Gogeta. Although, I mean, with the recent Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta in that Dragon Ball, the 4D movie with God Broly, you never know. They could be setting us up for it. Now, we get a lot of various dialogue between a lot of the fighters. It's almost like it's just a lot of kind of prep time before the tournament begins. Like, we just see a bunch of fighters kind of talking amongst themselves. We see Khalifa, telling Kale to, explode with her power, let her power, do what she did before, flashy and rowdy. I love the way Khalifa talks, man. Khalifa, I'm not the only one. Everyone loves Khalifa. Gohan suggests that they use their kind of teamwork, and it's great because Vegeta and Frieza are just kind of like, oh yeah, we'll keep it in mind, and it's clear that as soon as the tournament starts, they are going to bounce. It's also good because Roshi says, I'll take the female warriors, and Tenshinhan is like, are you sure about that, Master? I died it. I wonder, I really hope that, we don't get this far and Roshi actually does, lose himself to his pervertedness. I mean, I understand, the joke and all that, but I really would like to see, him continually moving up. Now that we're bringing him back for a serious fight for the first time in forever, I certainly hope he's not just here as a clown. I don't think he is. I mean, it is cool bringing him back. Obviously, I assume that Roshi's inclusion on the tournament team is probably from Toriyama himself, just like Roshi's inclusion in the Resurrection F movie, I believe, was also Toriyama, coming straight from Toriyama himself. So, I personally do love that Roshi's back. I just hope he actually gets some screen time where he is able to have some sort of accomplishment and not just be brought in to be shit on. Basically, think of the way Majin Buu has been treated lately. We got the one quick fight against Basil, and that was it. Now, Beerus calls out for Universe 7 to use their teamwork, and the Universe 4 God of Destruction kind of like mocks Beerus. And Beerus actually, he sits down and he's like, I'll just ignore that. And Whis actually mentions like, oh, it's very surprising for you not to retort. And Beerus mentions that he is not good with that God of Destruction. Now, of course, that's the mouse one from Universe 4. Now, this is interesting that, because remember, we did hear about a God of Destruction who was stronger than Beerus. Every single time a line of dialogue is, comes up, I don't want to then try and connect all these crazy dots, string theory, to try and figure out which, universe has the mortal that's stronger than God of Destruction. But it is interesting that Beerus says he's not good with this one right here. So the tournament begins, and instantly it's just a flood, explosions everywhere, fighters really going at it. One quick thing that happens is Topo appears to be squaring off with Automagetta, actually, and Goku spots Topo, and he's like, oh shit, there he is, I need to go fight him again. And Goku rushes away from the group, against Gohan's instructions to fight as a team, and that's where he ends up fighting the spy from Universe 4. During this time, we do see a lot of different fighting all over the place from a lot of characters who haven't really been named. I'm going to have to kind of check out the Toei's website and stuff and try and apply some names to some of these characters, because while I'm doing these reviews in the future, I don't want to just say that guy from Universe 2 or, that bug-looking motherfucker, stuff like that, or the robot fucker. I want to actually have these characters' names. Now, after Goku goes away, Vegeta flies off, 18 flies off, 17 flies off, and then Frieza's like, oh, my, I guess I'll go have fun too, and he just walks away and starts blasting shit. So, quickly, Universe 7 has completely split up, except for Krillin, Ten Shinhan, Master Roshi, Piccolo, and Gohan are still kind of in their little defensive circle, but everyone else is off fighting. Now, Universe 3's Nibriyama, his name is said something like that. The Crunchyroll subs are not always great as far as character names. As far as the actual character names themselves, I always feel like, Herms, Kenzairo, dudes like that do a lot better job of actually trying to, getting the name translated while still keeping the pun that it's supposed to be based off of. Crunchyroll and all, a lot of these other official companies sometimes are not so good at that. But it's the big robot guy from Universe 3, and he's kind of doing, this spinning attack, and he's just, bodying a bunch of different fighters from various universes until Hit, obviously from Universe 6, and then Basil from Universe 9, they both kind of land down on, Nibriyama's arms and pin him to the ring, and, this strategy that Universe 3 had, where he was spinning around, is quickly finished there. Immediately after this, we get two fighters squaring off, Libby Bell or Libby Boo, some shit like that. She is from Universe 10, it's Zamasu and Goasu's universe, and she's battling off with Basil, and Basil actually uses several Shining Blasters, the technique that he was using way back against Majin Buu, and he actually is able to knock her off the ring and out of the Tournament of Power, actual stage. Even though she has wings, she forgets to fly. Now, we see her fall off over the World of Void, and she's fallen, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh shit, she's about to die, we're about to see her disappear from existence or some shit, and she falls all the way, and then she just instantly appears in the stands alongside the Universe 10 God of Destruction, Kaioshin, which is Gowasu, and then the God of Destruction attendant, the Angel. And I immediately was like, yes, I love this, I love this, I love this. So, a while back, there were spoilers that said when fighters get knocked off of the Tournament of Power ring and fall into the World of Void, they actually are erased from existence. And I thought that was dumb. It's like, okay, so killing is not allowed, but as soon as they get knocked off the ring, they die, they get erased from existence? That's a little bit odd, so to say. But now the spoilers were not true. I love this, man. Because we oftentimes get these spoilers so long in advance, and it does ruin key aspects. But now, lately, we've had spoilers that are, some stuff is right, some stuff is not true. This is phenomenal. So this will always keep us on our toes moving forward. And fighters who are knocked out of the ring are not erased from existence, which makes more sense as to why you're not allowed to kill in the actual tournament itself. So this was a very good development right here. Now, it immediately leads into another fucking joke here, where the Daishinkan is like, okay, so, Lily Bell or Libby Boo, I'm not going to be able to say her name correctly. I apologize, I suck at names unless I practice trying to get them down. But she is the first officially knocked out of the Tournament of Power ring. And he turns to Zeno-sama's and goes, okay, use the God Pad, the Kami Pad. So, we had God Tube, now we have a God Pad. And Zeno-sama's, these adorable motherfuckers, pull up iPads, and you see them swiping around, and they click that fighter is removed. So they're looking at their, God Pad, and it's showing all the fighters from all the different teams. I was like, that is really cool. But damn, did they have to toss in another, we've got God Tube, God Pads. What's next? I mean, I would say God TV, like Apple TV, but I mean, that's basically God Tube anyway. Like, come on, man, they're killing me. So there's lots of various people continuing to fight off. We see Vegeta fighting against this guy. I'm not exactly sure which universe he's from. Android 18 is fighting one of the Pride Troopers. We do see a quick shot of 17 with his barrier up, blocking energy blasts. Goku is still fucking around with the spy from Universe 4. I'm not exactly sure what his name is as well. And we do get a shot of Piccolo, Roshi, Tien, Krillin, and Gohan are still in like their circle, their defensive position, and they're actually being attacked by 5 members from various universes at once. Now, I only know 2 of the names of these guys. Batamo from Universe 6 is there, and then we also have it's Lavender from Universe 9 from the Zen Exhibition match. And then the other 3 fighters, I'm not too familiar what universes they're from or what their names are. Again, we're gonna cook up a list myself so I can try and get these names, and then when I do the reviews and watch the episodes, I can actually look at this, because there's just so many people. But it's a great moment because all 5 of these fighters jump in to attack Gohan and the rest, and Ten Shinhan jumps up and does the Teioken, the solar flare. We see Piccolo does the special beam cannon. We see Krillin tosses the Destructo Disc. Gohan shoots out a bunch of energy blasts. And then Roshi just fires a max power Kamehameha. It's a great moment, though, because as soon as Tien jumped up, Taioken! And then you see them all blinded. I was like, yes, this is the type of, team fighting that I do really want to see. And I actually want to see the humans actually get some time to shine. But the smoke clears, and all of these fuckers were completely unaffected by it. Now, I know that makes sense with Batamo, considering he's able to deflect attacks of various universes or whatever, but hey, I mean, it's not like Gohan was in his ultimate form, so I understand. They're, strong fighters. A lot of these fighters in the tournament, I don't think many of them are going to be bitches. I think a lot of them are going to be very powerful. Now, we then get another scene where Basil has, the most screen time out of any of the fighters in this episode, is battling a warrior from Universe 10, Napapa, who is he's like a sumo wrestler, very E Honda from Street Fighter-esque. And Basil shoots a bunch of his shining blasters at Napapa, and he's about to be knocked off, but he's able to deflect them. And we even see, the elephant god of destruction of Universe 10, he's laughing his ass off ha ha ha, Napapa is able to block that shit. And he explains the martial art that Napapa uses, and then we see the Daishinkan also explain this to Zeno-sama, and Zeno of course loves it. I gotta admit, one thing I'm really gonna love throughout this tournament is Zeno-sama's reaction. Zeno-sama going, Sugoi! Sugoi! And shit like that. Anytime anything crazy happens, I love Zeno. Zeno-sama's the greatest, and I'm gonna love seeing this constantly happening throughout this tournament. Now, Goku and Topo are fighting, doing all types of bullshit, and then finally, Goku is able to get close to Topo, and he calls out to him, he's like, Topo, let's go! And then Topo turns to him and says, Son Goku! And I was like, yes, bro, this is what the fuck I want to see right now, Goku and Topo. And then that motherfucking asshole from Universe 10, that we saw earlier on with the dots on his forehead similar to Krillin. He comes in and kind of attacks Topo and knocks him off screen. I was like, fuck you! I badly wanted to see Goku versus Topo again. But then, Goku kind of looks over and the boy himself, Jiren, is standing there. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Are they going to do this so soon? I stood up. I was like, oh baby, here the fuck we go. Yes, Goku and Jiren is about to go down right now. But then this fucking asshole Nink from Universe 4 comes out of nowhere, grabs Goku from behind, and it's great because the Elder Kaioshin is even like, oh, Goku, there this motherfucker goes with his letting his guard down again. Goku lets his guard down and gets caught in a bear hug. Not really a bear hug, more like a chokehold from behind. And instantly I'm thinking, oh, this Goku is about to bite this dude. Like he did the Frieza, like he did the Whis. Like Goku's bit all enemies that he's fought. But Goku, for some reason, doesn't do it. He kind of breaks free a little bit and punches Nink. Yeah, my name is Nick, not... Goku's fighting Nink, I'm Nick. But Goku is only in his base form, and what Nink is trying to do is he's got Goku in this chokehold, and he's just going to walk backwards and jump off the Tournament of Power stage itself. Now, Beerus is like, motherfucker, use your power now. And Goku, always clowning around, doesn't want to do it, wants to hold back as much as possible. Nink is just about to jump off when Goku busts out Super Saiyan Blue, and he's able to grab onto the ring and pull himself out. You know, when he went Super Saiyan Blue, obviously his power overwhelmed Nink, and he was able to actually break free, and he's able to get off. But Nink was actually removed from the Tournament of Power. He falls out, and he is disqualified, but Goku is able to continue fighting. And Goku, when he gets back up on the ring, actually powers down to his base form again. And Beerus is like, Goku, you could have used blue the whole time, why didn't you? And Goku was like, oh, wadi, sorry, Beerus, had to save my power. You know, I was like, oh, Goku, that's our Goku. But Whis is like, yeah, that's cool, but it's going to be pointless if you lose, Goku. You might want to do it a little quicker next time. So Nink is disqualified from Universe 4, and we see Catella, or is it Catella? I think it's Catella. Catella kind of is like hitting him like, you dumbass, you didn't do anything except get yourself disqualified. And what's interesting is we see Zeno-sama pull up the God Pad. I really will appreciate if they bring up the God Pad every time someone is disqualified. I know it's a lot for 80 fighters to constantly show this happening, but it is a great way for us to keep track of who exactly is in the tournament and who is not. So I really hope that they do keep this through the entire tournament itself of Zeno-sama swiping away those who have been removed. Now, we see Zeno-sama open up the screen for Universe 4, right? Now, when we saw this before with Universe 10, we could see all of the character spots, like we saw all the characters. But when Zeno-sama is doing this for Universe 4, there's 2 spots that are empty. These, of course, are the 2 hidden fighters that they kind of teased last time. This does not mean that this universe only has 8 members, because, of course, you know, it was very strict to have 10, so these 2 characters are just kind of hidden from us for now. We're just not supposed to know about these characters yet, so they'll probably have, like, some big battle or some big show later on, but we do see Zeno-sama swipe out Nink. So at the end of this episode, 2 of the 80 fighters have been disqualified, Nink and Libby Boo. So Universe 10 and Universe 4 are both down 1 member. Now, immediately after this, Goku looks up and he is completely surrounded by several fighters. Now, I believe all of these fighters are from Universe 9, but I cannot 100% confirm that right now. I guess I would have to, look at a full character roster, but it's the full trio of Dangers and then 2 others who I believe are also from Universe 9. So Goku is, basically cornered by all these Universe 9 fighters, which does make sense. Universe 9 has that big grudge against Universe 7. And oh man, this moment had me so hyped because Masako Nozawa continues her status of reigning supreme as the GOAT. I'm sorry, I know a lot of people love Sean Schemmel as Dub Goku. He's fine, but Masako Nozawa, when she gets that serious Goku voice, I get fucking chills. And Goku looks around and says, oh, that's a lot of guys just for me, but I like it this way. And I was like, oh shit, Yeah, this is gonna be good. Goku is gonna be busting Team Universe 9's ass next episode. That is for sure. And that's how the episode ends, with Goku getting attacked by 5 people at once. And then the narrator does mention that only 1 minute has passed since the Tournament of Power actually began. So, whoo, this shit is very hype. Before we end the review, one last thing I do want to mention. I should have mentioned this at the beginning, but whatever, it's fine. The intro, Majin Buu has finally been replaced with Final Form Frieza in the intro for Dragon Ball Super. And then we also have a brand new outro, which I do like. I don't like it as much as Boogie Back, but it's cool. It shows a lot of fighters from various universes. We see Jiren. There's some cool shots with Goku and Gohan, and of course we see Frieza in the outro as well. But all in all, a good episode. I like so far what the Tournament of Power is doing. I got really high hopes for Dragon Ball Super at this point. Guys, let me know what you thought. So far, though, still looking good. Dragon Ball Super, still the hotness right now. Very good, very good.